Emotions significantly trigger physical responses in our bodies. It's crucial to calm your emotions when everyone is in a state of turmoil. Hi everyone! Welcome back to our program series, The Secret to a Blissful Marriage Part 1 by Global Reach Out. I am Angeli Gakasan. The Secret to a Blissful Marriage, Chapter 6, Marital Quarrels, Part 1. We understand that it is essential for a pair of shoes to fit, regardless of color, style, use, branding, or pricing. No one would settle for footwear that fails to meet this fundamental criterion. However, the dynamics within a family setting are distinct, especially when it comes to decision making. What one member finds fitting may not necessarily resonate with another. These disparities can lead to conflicts between spouses, turning the home into a battleground. If we believe in the adage that every cloud has a silver lining, can positive outcomes emerge from such differences? How can we navigate this aspect of marital dynamics? Coming from different family backgrounds, each partner brings his or her unique way of doing things, shaped by their thoughts, values, and psychological makeup. These differences often lead to arguments, which are critical points in managing the marital relationship. While disagreements are inevitable, they can be particularly challenging for men who may feel overwhelmed and powerless in such situations. This sense of helplessness can have a significant toll on their well-being, as research suggests that arguments can directly affect men's health by causing physical and emotional stress and making them more vulnerable to illness. Similarly, women may fear being neglected or emotionally distanced in their relationship, leading to emotional turmoil that adversely affects their well-being. All in all, effective communication and conflict resolution strategies are essential for maintaining a healthy marital bond. Many men tend to withdraw and retreat into their own space during conflicts, leaving women feeling shut out and ignored. This can trigger a cycle of escalating frustrations for the woman, who may become increasingly frantic in her attempts to break through the emotional and physical barriers. As she knocks louder and louder, demanding a response, the man may dig in his heels, overwhelmed by the intensity of the situation and opting to tune her out. The more the woman persists, the more the man withdraws, barricading himself emotionally and mentally behind a wall of indifference. This pattern of behavior can quickly spiral out of control, exacerbating tensions within the relationship. Is quarreling beneficial? Well, we have acknowledged its detrimental effects on both partners' health. However, as the Chinese saying goes, no bout, no buddy. In essence, quarreling may not always be negative. Within a relatively stable marital relationship, quarrels can provide an opportunity to deepen mutual understanding, especially when approached with sensitivity. They allow for the venting of anger and frustrations and the transmission of important messages. Often, these conflicts reveal underlying concerns, desires, and inner needs. It's not just beneficial, but necessary to use escalated exchanges as a means of protest when feeling emotionally neglected by the other party. In this regard, gentle quarreling becomes a vehicle for effective communication. To borrow from Chinese wisdom once more, some best friends are made through bitter fights. Always remember to maintain your composure when expressing yourself, without any hint of bitterness. Reining in your emotions in a secure and trusting relationship shouldn't be too challenging. Allow me to share a personal anecdote while we are on the subject of secure relationships. Our second child came alongside us shortly after the birth of our first. In those days, my husband's demanding job often kept him working late into the night. Juggling the care of 2 infants became overwhelming, leaving little time even for a hurried meal. When I expressed this to him, he suggested over the phone that I have bao, or Chinese meat-filled buns, for breakfast. I reacted with intense emotion when he came home that day. At that moment, my emotions went into overdrive as I unleashed a torrent of harsh words on him. It marked the fiercest exchange we've had since our marriage. That scene is etched into my memory forever. Fresh from childbirth, my body was weakened, and the tumultuous emotions of new motherhood were overwhelming. So you can imagine the fury that surged within me when he admitted dreading to come home. His confession only fueled my anger. I felt deserted and anxious. To think that he had the nerve to express reluctance to come home while I was tirelessly caring for our family and longing for his presence. It felt like he was abandoning me entirely. Meanwhile, he felt misunderstood and unappreciated, weighed down by the demands of work that kept him from fulfilling his responsibilities at home. Men often expect that the home they return to after a long day at work will provide solace and understanding, a sanctuary from the challenges of the outside world. However, instead of finding comfort, they are often greeted with criticism and conflict. This leaves them feeling helpless, disheartened, and reluctant to address such situations. Let me liken marital quarrels to a scene where a man is spotted being chased by a fire-breathing dragon. When questioned by a bystander about the situation, the man explains that a dragon is pursuing him. When the bystander questions the dragon about its motive, the response is, "Because the man keeps on running." In this metaphor, the dragon symbolizes the relentless pursuit by the woman, while the one targeted desperately seeks an exit strategy. It vividly depicts a relentless chase, trapping both parties in an exhausting yet non-productive cycle. There is a crucial need for mutual understanding. The man must comprehend the situation just as much as the woman requires his attention. Unfortunately, these needs often go unrecognized by both parties. In the heat of arguments, each person tends to focus solely on the other's aggressive behavior, inner intentions, and desires, neglecting to acknowledge the underlying needs. It's only when both individuals have calmed down that they can begin to discern and address each other's intentions. Spousal arguments carry both advantages and disadvantages, depending on how the couple handles them. Arguments can potentially harm the well-being of both partners and may also introduce rifts in the relationship that were previously absent. The benefits of spousal arguments hinge greatly on their conduct. Often, unhealthy arguments devolve into mutual accusations aimed at self-protection. While this defensive stance may seem instinctive, it often leads to both parties blaming each other, absolving themselves of personal responsibility. It's reminiscent of a battlefield, with both sides resembling tanks and cannons pointed at each other amidst the deafening clamor, drowning out any potential for dialogue. Individuals rarely reflect on their shortcomings in this defensive mode. In such moments of intense emotions, individuals tend to fixate on their partner's flaws, launching numerous criticisms without recognizing their faults. Men may often offer suggestions and advice, given expectations about their role in problem solving. However, these efforts can be perceived as reproaches by their wives, leading to frustration and triggering even stronger defenses. In relationships lacking security, mutual misunderstandings are common. Suspicion about each other's intentions often prompts retaliation as the default response, escalating into a cycle of attacks. Couples resort to belittling each other, stoking up unhealthy patterns of arguments characterized by harsh words and vindictive actions, pushing the situation to its breaking point. I have witnessed scenarios where emotions gradually accumulate, with one individual avoiding confrontation by internalizing their feelings until they inevitably hit a boiling point. Therefore, it's crucial to address issues as they surface rather than allowing them to simmer as they try to protect themselves. Couples should prioritize open communications about their needs instead of resorting to retaliatory accusations, which only serve to escalate tensions. By taking a moment to reflect, they may come to recognize that their partner isn't as flawed as they may have perceived, drawing from past experiences. In essence, it's crucial to calm your emotions when everyone is in a state of turmoil. A conducive atmosphere for amicable communication cannot be achieved otherwise. Refrain from engaging with your partner when you're on the verge of breaking down. Instead, take a moment to compose yourself and address your emotions before engaging in further interactions. Emotions significantly trigger physical responses in our bodies. We might notice changes such as a dry throat. Heightened awareness of these reactions can lead to better self-control. Learn to shift arguments towards gentle and positive exchanges. Acknowledge the other person's strengths and positive traits, and strive to understand the intentions behind their actions, looking beyond surface-level observations. Communication hurdles can often obscure well-meaning actions. It's vital to focus on their positive attributes, the qualities that drew both of you together in the first place. Discussion points. 1. Are there any benefits to couples arguing? If so, what are they? 2. What are the advantages of arguing? Can you provide examples? 3. Do happily married couples engage in arguments too?
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out. We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.